Good morning, folks. This is John Pettipas making a video at 25 minutes before 10 o'clock in the morning, on the morning now of Sunday, the 27th day of March, and I got beautiful local pussy willows. So spring has sprung. It's beautiful, lovely. They don't smell like lilacs, but they're pretty to look at, and they don't put them in water. They last a long time. Actually, these are from last year, but they're in fine form. As long as you don't get rough with them, they stay, kitty cat jumps them, they stay in fine form for several years. Anyway, gentleman, and a gentleman that sent me is a gentleman, sent me a clip this morning, and not in name only, but in actual deeds all week long. He sent me a clip on who will take GRAMMA. The clan got together and said, actually, I posted it. I posted it in my Facebook thing, so you can look at it. Time doesn't do me justice to read it to you here now, but it's there. It's who will take GRAMMA. And I'm recording here from Tracadie-Antigonish County. They take, and sometimes it's who's going to take GRAMMA, who's going to take dad or granddad. I know one case where I don't know, for some reason I was going to make a video on power of attorney. And do not sign power of attorney. I know a lady that's just turned 90 and she has one son, two sons actually, surviving, and four daughters. And I'm going to say a couple of his daughters are greedy little daughters. Well brought up lady, the mother's very smart and the late father's smart, but my personal observation, ones I've seen, family in Ontario of 5 sisters, daughters are probably more greedier than the sons. Although sons can damn well be greedy and fight like Cain and Abel too. After all, Cain and Abel were brothers. So maybe I'm out of line by saying that. But from states I'm aware of, the sisters tend to be more greedy than the daughters, to the sons. Although not always. That rule is not hard and fast. Do not sign power of attorney. And one of the two greedy daughters said, 2 to 4 great others, oh no, I work at a trust company in Saskatoon and blah, blah, I see all this stuff here. Let them have to go to the courts if they get a little bit of dementia. Too friggin' bad if they have to do not trust anybody. A man can trust his wife if it's a good marriage, or a wife can trust her husband if it's a good marriage. But outside of that, as far as the next generation, never. I'm going to make this hard and fast. Never sign power of attorney for your children. And I'm adamant that one. No, no, no. Example 1. Father decides to leave a valuable piece, a nice, desirable piece of property. Kids couldn't decide where the road was going to go. Finally, he leaves one of the siblings certain part of land, leaves the daughters another piece of land, and everything, so all the parts of the estate is gone. The estate was basically, it wasn't insurance policy, the cash was property. As soon as that's done, Daddy goes after the nursing home. Daddy dies within 7 months, shy of his 100th birthday, okay? And see the daughter in church, one of them, smug little smirk on her face every week, okay? But is she very Christian? Okay? I know of somebody that the mother died. I was an altar boy, and she faithfully attended morning mass. And what she died, the mother died first, and the father. There's nothing wrong with the father. It's early 80s. Kids aside, send dad off to Sherbrooke. Now Sherbrooke is a beautiful nursing home. They are very, very good people there. But it was an area that he knew nobody. Again, father dies. Another example of a community not too far from here. And many in that family are good family. The parents used to come to the store shopping. Mother died after being married 60, 65 years. Dad was getting older, but very loose sitting with it, and physical health pretty good. One of the daughters wanted to look after the house. Rest of them didn't want it. Okay, they take, and so Dad's stuck in a little room in a nursing home. I visit him sometimes. Okay, I can give a family. One lady here had fallen out with the priest, and is not even a priest, but she's a very good Christian lady. And one of her sisters, when father was gone, mother had a stroke. One of the sisters said to this lady, she's a lady, she said to her, the younger sister, wouldn't you sleep better if Mum was in a nursing home? And the sister looked back at older sister and said, no, I'd sleep better if Mum was in my home. And the mother moved to it, and she lived many more years. She had a serious stroke, but she still had her personality, and she needed some physical assistance. She lived in her daughter and son-in-law's home, and she was very happy there. And she died quite an old lady. So look at my, and I can use other examples. I go on and on and on. I can use lots of examples like this here, okay? So do not sign power of attorney. Okay, this morning there was about the prodigal son and the guy getting his heirs. And one of the guys had at Mass, he was Jewish, they were Jewish people, and he was hired out after squandering his inheritance, and he wasn't given a corn husk and stuff that the pigs were being fed. And so if a Jewish one to eat what the pigs ate, that would be an insult, but whatever, he was offered nothing, okay? Anyway, they take the prodigal son had to wait for his, I know a very prominent family not in the immediate area, but Nova Scotia, and the grandfather, the founder of the business, was a remarkable man, and he did leave something for his grandkids, but he put in the will 20 years after he died. 20 years after he died, they got their inheritance. And he was a very, very kind, decent man. Not only was he kind and decent, he was smart. I know someone in Ontario, childless lady, and she certainly has done well through both parents dying. First, she was I got cut out of her father's estate because she didn't get along with the father, and that was fine, for good reason, on her part. And the mother evened it up, so she got 1/5 of a very large estate, and she's a very wealthy lady. And she was thinking, well, if she goes, leaves something to her niece's nephews, and said, so-and-so, I said, I know somebody from Newfoundland, his father was in the gold company, and the guy came in, was a nice guy, bought fireworks and something else and gave to Terry Fox, and he was in with his girlfriend coming back from university driving a Land Rover. Well, mother of God, think of the attitude that guy's going to have coming back from university driving a Land Rover. That's what the Prince Philip used to drive around England until he took his license away. A Land Rover. This was a high-end Land Rover in May of one spring some years ago, coming back home from university with his girlfriend. And she was a nice girl, too, going back to Newfoundland with a Land Rover. So I said to so-and-so, if your niece's nephews have to hitchhike or take the bus, or drive an old car, or carpool, will there be any better men or women till if they're driving I use the example of Dodge Durango or whatever? Will they be any better off? Will they get a better education, have a better attitude if they're driving a brand new Dodge Durango to community college, university, wherever they're attending? So with that, I'm going to go, but I've gone on longer than I expected here. But do not sign power of attorney. Let the daughters cry. Let them bring the priest or minister in. Greedy priest or minister sometime. Thinking, I'll get a little bit for my parish so I can spend more on groceries if it's tracking where I'm in here. Okay. Keep the cash going, spend more on groceries. Okay. Live high in a hog. I don't have to spend my money. The parish is going to feed me well. Anyway, they take and our Sonny begs you, no, dear, my friend had problem. Do not sign power of attorney for the kids. And I don't care who your kids are. No parent or grandparent should sign power of attorney for the kids. Keep them under edge. I've seen so many cases where nasty stuff happens to mommy or daddy or granddaddy or grandma once everybody knows what they're getting. And it's funny I say this because Warren Buffett had a speech he made in 19th address in 2003. 2003 when he was 72. So that would be now he's 91. Okay, and it's a very worthwhile one. It's not it's on life. He's very smart in life, and he made the comment in the speech that there's a Jewish lady he knew and had survived concentration camp and said, "Will you hide me?" That was her. Will you hide me? Well, that was that wonderful Jewish lady's idea of judging character, because you just like Anne Frank, although Anne Frank was ultimately betrayed, but she lived longer than what she would have lived otherwise. Okay, they take, too bad she was betrayed at the end, but they take, and that's a famous book of Anne Frank. And and Warren Buffett was not a cynical guy, said some of them would hide their parents as long as they thought their parents wouldn't change the will before they died. And it's not a smart-ass comment. Look at it in context. Warren Buffett, it is not be-all and end-all. He can make mistakes too, but he takes it. It was a wise comment. With that, I gotta go. Don't sign power of attorney for any of your kids or grandkids. Never. No matter how sweet little girl comes in the house is, or what a nice guy your daughter brings home, do not sign power of attorney. Because all kind of nasty things happen once the sweet little daughter or fine little son with the sweetheart wife has power of attorney, control over your goods. With that, I gotta go. All the best, God bless, and a good Sunday morning to you. And I can't smell, they say I can't smell the pussy willows, but I can admire the beauty of them. Thank you very much. Bye for now.